Welcome to Bed Crime Stories podcast. I'm your host, T. Hello to my loyal subs. I hope you're having a great day. And to anyone new here, a warm welcome. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. All I ask is that after watching and or listening to the video, if you find you enjoyed it, please smash the like button, consider subscribing, feel free to share, and hit that notification bell. And with all that out of the way, let's dig in.
And weeks ago, somebody asked me what I thought, and I had some information from court documents that could have been a lot of quote unquote tea for the internet to have, and I refused to release it because
court documents on let me ask you this, on who? Me, Seth, Katie? Okay.
I refused to release it because, number one, I didn't think it would help find Sebastion. Number two, it was a deeply personal thing. And also,
when she was young?
Yes.
Okay, so let me
finish, and I referred to the Michael Vaughn case, where his parents got completely slaughtered.
Yes, they did.
By the public for a very long time. And they didn't do anything to that boy. I do not believe.
They didn't.
Now they have proof. But they just got slaughtered. And if people can say without a shadow of a doubt that they just know what somebody did, and they don't. Well, if you know, take it to the police and let's solve this.
Yeah. Tell all the Sherlock Holmes and Watsons out there, since they have their PhDs in criminal justice and forensics and all this, since they've got it, by all means, we welcome you to the case. We welcome you to come in here and show us and show these law enforcement officers that have so many years of experience that they don't know anything. We'd love you to do it.
That's it. That's the section of the interview that was done on Websleuths with one of Seth Rogers' private investigators named Chloe. Those were the words that set Chris Proudfoot, Sebastian Rogers' stepfather, off on a F-bomb-laden rant. If there was any doubt about Chris Proudfoot's character, or should I say lack of character, we now know without a doubt who he is at his core and how he treats other human beings behind closed doors. By now, you likely know that someone anonymously leaked a recorded phone call between Chris Proudfoot and one of Seth Rogers' private investigators. Her name is Heather Cohen. Chris was irate over what Chloe said during the Websleuths show about information that she received that was very sensitive about Katie when she was young. And that was that her mother is a registered SO in the state of Virginia. So the call was leaked to several shows, and Terry Lynn's YouTube was one of them. Terry played it. I'm not going to play it because it is so laden with F-bombs and other cuss words, the worst words you can imagine. Chris Proudfoot was fuming because Chloe talked about Katie's mother's criminal charges. Correction, Chloe did not mention the charges. She simply hinted that there was something in Katie's past that was very salacious and that she referred to as T for YouTube. Chris is, in essence, blaming Chloe for the fact that many web sleuths figured out that Katie Proudfoot's mother is an RSO. They clearly did not want that information shared with the world. Along with the F-bombs, Chris used the most offensive term you can call a woman. It's a 4-letter word that starts with a C and ends with a T. Chris seems to be focusing all his rage about this dirty laundry being aired on Chloe. It was not hard to figure out. Katie's biological mother is an RSO. Anyone with access to background reports could have easily found that. So Chloe isn't the person who first shared that. I find it astonishing that this is what inspires emotion in Chris and Katie Proudfoot. Katie can also be heard in this anonymous call in the background, cussing like a truck driver. Instead of talking about their missing child, a vulnerable, autistic 15-year-old with special needs, this other stuff is what's creating emotion in Chris and Katie Proudfoot. That is very telling. Not only did Chris Proudfoot verbally assault Chloe in the recorded phone call, he also threatened physical violence against her if she ever mentions his name, Katie's name, and Katie's family members' names. I think we've witnessed the two Chris Proudfoots. He's like Jekyll and Hyde. He has the charming Chris Proudfoot, the one who was sort of trying to schmooze Terry Lynn in his long 3-hour call with her. And then we have the real, uncensored, raw Chris Proudfoot, who, when he's mad, behind closed doors, on a phone call that he probably didn't know was being recorded, lets loose with vile and disgusting language. And what's really interesting about that is that this is what he accused the PI and Trisha of Websleuths of doing on the show. Listen to what he said when Trisha first talked to him when he showed up on the panel.
Okay, so who do we have here? Who do we have here? I've put you on the platform.
You have me and Chris.
Hi, Chris Proudfoot.
Hello.
I really appreciate you coming here. I'm going to change the banner really quickly so everybody knows it's you. But I don't know how long you've been listening.
Long enough.
Okay, you sound angry. Talk to me.
Well, very.
Talk to me. We don't want to get you. The last thing we want to do, Chris, is cause problems between you and Seth. I swear to God.
Well,
So
I can understand that, but let me help you with something.
Okay.
Okay, a lot of the information that I've been listening to on your show, coming from Chloe, the questions that are coming through people, it's very sickening and disgusting, to be personally honest with you.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So let me go ahead and address a few things to help y'all out.
Okay.
Chloe, you're the PI. I haven't had a chance to talk to you. You haven't even called me. You ain't done anything, first off.
Heather has
Heather
been
is the only one. Heather is the only one who has reached out to me. Or to my wife.
I
So for you to
actually
sit on
reached
this
out
show
to you
and sit here
a month
and
or
give
so ago.
information that you
basically-
have, that you don't have all the answers to, is a problem.
Okay, well, Chris, help us understand, because I know Chloe, and Chloe wants to help. And the last thing Chloe would do is want to put out misinformation. And the problem
Okay,
is...
I understand that. So let me just smash something real quick.
Okay.
Okay, first and foremost, anything that goes on between me and my wife is not a damn bit of anybody's personal business. I don't care what you think. I don't care what y'all got to say. That'd be like me splashing all your business out to the world.
Okay.
It does not matter what goes on in my house. We're looking for my son. That's real simple.
Your stepson, right.
It doesn't matter. Stepson, my son. All the kids are treated as if they're your own. There is no title, a stepson, a son. It does not matter. That boy is loved by me just like he is my own. Just like he's my own.
There really are two Chris Proudfoots. He can try to be charming at times, but then he turns into a screeching, foul-mouthed monster who threatens to use his hands on someone. Honestly, I shudder to think, did Sebastion ever have to face Chris Proudfoot when he turned into this scary monster who spews F-bombs and other choice words, and who seems to say that he wants to hurt you? In my opinion, Chris and Katie Proudfoot do not have their priorities straight. They don't make any mention of Sebastion. Chris has been calling various YouTube shows, playing around with his voice, trying to be funny. Don't quit your day job, Chris. Making fun of the character in Sling Blade, which has definitely rubbed Robin Rogers the wrong way. She is Sebastion's grandmother. She finds it very offensive. as do I. Why is Chris Proudfoot trawling YouTube instead of putting boots to the ground to search for Sebastion? Hearing Chris shoot his mouth off like that, hearing Katie in the background doing the same thing and supporting him as he talks like this about Chloe, makes me wonder about the chaos and the madness that went down inside their fancy home. So much so that Child Protective Services had to go out to that house. Why is the fact that Katie's mother is an RSO the thing that upsets them? They're having meltdowns over that. They're not having meltdowns over Sebastion being missing for more than 2.5 months. These people are messed up. Chris rips into Chloe, accusing her of not contacting him. She tries to explain that she did, but he's talking over her. He's not allowing her to speak and defend herself. Newsflash, Chris Proudfoot, Chloe the PI doesn't work for you. She was hired by the one parent eager to find Sebastion, Seth Rogers. Chloe's job is to figure out the truth about what happened to make Sebastion disappear. Perhaps that's really what you're mad about. You want Chloe to disappear so that she can't dig for the truth and find out the truth. And stop referring to her as an amateur PI. You should know that she's licensed and she's worked on many cases. She has years of experience. I'm wondering if you would talk smack like this about a male private investigator. Maybe you would, but I doubt it. But you did refer to Seth as a coward in your long telephone call with Heather Cohen. Another newsflash for you. Seth has had the courage to hit the ground and dig through brush, all the while knowing that his child might be out there, deceased and broken. That takes more courage than you have in your little pinky. Your itty-bitty, teeny-weeny little pinky. I'm sorry, I don't take kindly to a grown man threatening a woman, calling her the C word. I re-listened to the Websleuths interview, and I think there were other things that also triggered Chris Proudfoot. At the 12-minute 40-second mark, someone mentions rumors about Katie Proudfoot possibly having a boyfriend in the neighborhood. Chloe replies that she's heard that, but it hasn't been verified. Trisha, the host, then asks if it's true that a car belonging to Chris's mother, Kathy Bowersox, was spotted at the Warsham's grocery store before Sebastion was reported missing on the morning of Monday, February 26th. Chris definitely doesn't seem like he likes anybody talking about his family members, his parents, his sister, his wife. Then Chloe mentions that Katie always parked in the garage and she could have ferried Sebastion out of there without being picked up by a camera in the neighborhood if she drove without her headlights on. This may have contributed to Chris's ire. Chloe questioned whether luminol was used inside the Proudfoot home. She made it sound like it wasn't used inside. She also said that she had scent dogs that she wanted to take inside the home onto the Proudfoot property, but the Proudfoots would not allow for that. If you've got nothing to hide, why would you not allow that? It would certainly get rid of some of the suspicions around you and Katie, Chris. Next, the host Trisha asked if it's true that Chloe has a vetted source who told her Chris Proudfoot was going to leave Katie. Chloe said yes, we have a vetted source who's close to the Proudfoots who has claimed that he had conversations with Chris Proudfoot about him leaving Katie. I'm pretty sure that ticked Chris off. About midway through the show, Trisha brings up Chris Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot, and she said that hearing that Chris used a belt on Sebastion made her blood boil. Chloe then stated that Katie Proudfoot holds the key. She holds the most information about Sebastion's mysterious disappearance. Chloe also said it doesn't seem like Sebastion just walked out of the house. She, Chloe, believes there may have been an altercation before that, and that is her first theory. Her second theory is that Sebastion disappeared due to foul play. I'm thinking Chris probably did not like Chloe's two theories. Next, Trisha said it seems like Chris Proudfoot controls Katie but Chloe did not want to comment on that. So Chris can't be mad about that one. When Trisha mentioned that Chris Proudfoot's mother and stepdad left for Alaska 4 days after Sebastion went missing, Chloe said that she found it, quote, bizarre. And it wasn't long after this part of the conversation that Chris Proudfoot asked someone behind the scenes if he could be brought onto the panel. But before he showed up, someone asked if the Bowersocks have spoken to Chloe, and Chloe replied no, but she tried to speak with them. Why would the grandparents of a missing child not want to speak to a private investigator who is looking for their grandchild? That is a giant red flag, people. A little later, somebody brought up Chris Proudfoot's sister, Melissa, being involved in taking baby Faith away from her mother, Nina Gomez. The idea was that if Melissa has done this in the past, she might be very comfortable taking Sebastion away as well. Clearly, Chloe's interview on Websleuths was very much focused on Chris Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, and the families around them, Katie's mother, Chris Proudfoot's mother, and stepfather. So you can sort of understand why Chris Proudfoot was set off. He doesn't want to be talked about. He doesn't want his family talked about. But the reason people are talking about all of them is because of Katie and Chris's strange behavior from the start, the fact that they haven't been searching. Now, apparently, even Candace Wells, Summer Wells' mother, was upset by Chris Proudfoot's foul-mouthed rant, at least to the extent that she wanted to offer him some advice and tell him not to do that because it's not going to serve him well. Ah, the irony of all of this. What a crazy world we live in this true crime community. Until the next time on Bed Crime Stories.